And then as soon as I moved across the country and all the hater shit started, it was issue with money, 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 issue with money. And it was nonstop. And it killed me. It changed me. It corrupted me. It turned me into this twisted, greedy, dark, always paranoid, worried individual. Urban style individual.
What's up with y'all? Hopefully this video finds you in good spirits, and if not, well, at least you not DSP. And you know what I thought about yesterday when I was watching some of Phil? I thought to myself, man, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And that could not be more true than for Phil Burnell. Because as much money as he spent on his new setup and all the new toys that he got for himself, all the money in the world and all the new equipment in the world won't change what the real problem is, which is him. So let's get into it.
Is asking, what do I want for Christmas? He's like, I can't believe the holiday season's upon us right now. All I want for Christmas is this simple. Money, 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 money. I want people to consistently come to my streams, enjoy themselves, engage with them, and support them, period. That's it. That's all I ask. Because
that's not true. If you bring two of the three, is going to be a problem. If you are just viewing, that's a problem. If you are viewing and just chatting, that's a problem. You must be viewing, chatting, and giving him money. It needs to be 3 out of 3 all the time, or it's a failure for him.
I love what I do, and I want to be able to be successful doing it, and I am right now, and I just want that to continue, all right? I don't want to have to go back to my old formula where I have to sit here and have goals that we're trying to hit, and I'm trying to shill to give you rewards for goals. Instead, I just want to have people come by and enjoy the content at face value and support it. Therefore, I don't have to be a guy who everyone sees as a beggar. Phil.
See, you got to pay close attention to the things that he says. When Phil says, I want you to enjoy the content at face value, he's saying, do not critique what I'm doing. Just take it as it is. I don't care if it needs more salt or more pepper. So what? Just eat it. That's what he's getting at. And this is why he's not able to retain anybody, because the viewer experience is dead last on the depth chart, and it always has been.
Okay. For 2 weeks, that's been possible. So thank you to everyone in the last 2 weeks who has come by and supported this content and allowed me to not have to do that. Will it last forever? I don't know. Right now, it's working. Right now, it's lasting. But like they say, success is fleeting. Originally, I had 9,000 new subscribers to the channel. Outside of those people, that influx, probably there's only 500 to 1,000 that are regularly watching the content right now. I can tell you, I know that. I'm not Asmongold. The audience is not going to stick with me. I'm appreciative of those who did come by and support when they did, and I hope that I can keep this going. Like, that's what I want for Christmas. No lie, 100%. This is the God's honest truth. No lie. I want to be able to have awesome chill streams covering a variety of games, being successful, being myself, rather than having to be a fake, a shill, a butt kisser, or a drama queen. I just want to enjoy life and enjoy games and do that.
But you've been all those things, Phil. You just said about 30 seconds prior to what you're saying now that you don't want to be the guy that's shilling goals. You also mentioned that in a previous stream. So you know that you're shilling. And I want people to pay attention to how he shifts the narrative when it's convenient for him. Now, Dents, wasn't he telling y'all that y'all need to buy into this whole goal system and it's really a reward for you? And he went to great lengths to defend this practice, right? Now he's outwardly telling you that he was shilling. He really didn't care about it. It was nothing to him. It's crazy.
All right. And right now it's working, but you get worried, will it stay? So I'm not even asking for anything additional for Christmas. I just want to maintain what I got and I'd be happy.
What's the next financial crisis that's going to happen that's going to screw everything over? What's the next situation where your life might be threatened?
Guys, if you like Arc Raiders, please engage and support the content. I'm learning Arc Raiders and I'm enjoying my time with it. Okay. But
now, as you can see, begging is fully back. Now, Phil's not going to acknowledge that he's begging, at least not yet. But it's been back now for a couple days. And he knows inwardly that everything that came with Asmongold is long gone at this point. I want y'all to pay attention to his body language and his face and just look at the uncertainty that's permeating throughout his body. Phil really doesn't know what's going to happen next.
Well, Borat, my wife, I don't know what that name means, but it says we should do different chill games. This game ain't it. Well, then we should. And that's what we're going to do tonight on the late stream is we're going to try a variety of games and see if anything's good that people want. You know, we've been playing Arc Raiders. You guys have been telling me that you like it. And I've liked doing it. We actually did this the other day, 2 hours impromptu, and people loved the stream. I don't know what's going on today that doesn't seem like as many people are really engaging with it.
That's why I said with Phil, the more things change, the more they stay the same, because he's back to his old ways again, even to the same, like he's even saying it the same way, just input new game, but it's the same old spiel. And how long did that take? And the question that Phil, that you really should be asking yourself is, wow, like what's next for me? Seriously, you should be thinking about the next 10 to 15 years and the sustainability of this so-called business that you have. Because if you think about what happened to you, this guy threw you, Asmongold threw you the biggest softball in the smallest ballpark. And to your credit, you knocked it out the park and into the water outside of the park. But 2 weeks later, here we are, and you're at bat and you can't hit a damn thing. Nothing. And you have to go back and rely on your legacy dents. And now it's back to the well culture of the people who give you most of the money dictating what you play. Damn. That didn't take long at all, did it?
I don't know what to tell you. It's the same game, and I'm learning and getting better at it. Koopa Loop says, just got off work. Not sure why some people aren't enjoying Arc Raiders today, but I'm loving Arc and Megabong streams. No, it's not that they're not enjoying. You know, we have decent attendance, but as you can see, support's been very slow today. And again, let's talk turkey, because I'm transparent and I'm very matter of fact with my audience. Some people don't like that. My trolls hate it. All right.
You see how he tried to say that some people don't like that, like that's a bad thing. And then he doubled down and said, and the trolls hate it, to try to demonize us even further. No, Phil, in that scenario, the trolls represent what your audience would be saying if they could actually say it to you. Because we know you like to mute and boot everybody who disagrees with you. So what we're saying is, Phil, stop talking about money. Phil, stop begging. And we're saying that from the perspective of the entertainment of the viewer. We're not just saying that because just to say it, like it's a reason behind it.
Last 2 weeks, support's been amazing. I had a huge uptick in support since the Asmongold interview. Last few days, it slowed down. Some days, like yesterday, were great, but then some days were not so great. Okay? This stream right now, we're at $60 a support. You know, and it's a dedicated stream of Arc Raiders, which people have been asking me for. It's a little disheartening. You know, the idea is that I don't want to have goals anymore. I don't want to have to ask for stuff anymore because people are enjoying the content enough that they're chilling and supporting.
Well, what you should have did is had a plan for this influx that you knew you were going to get. But what you decided to do is have 1,000 chill with Phils, talk about your detractors and trolls and money, right? And then outside of that, you had a bunch of setup streams. And on top of that, you were late to streams, right? So you completely squandered this from every measurable metric. This is on you entirely. So we don't want to hear anything about, I'm doing the same things. You guys said you want this. You don't even understand timing and supply and demand. When people are saying they want something and they're in the moment, it's probably best that you give it to them. And how easy is it for you to just pop on another game? It's not like you got to go to a supplier or a distributor and tell them to fabricate something for you because things have changed. It's just you turning on a different game, and you can't even manage to do that.
That has been the case until all of a sudden this week it slowed down. All right. I don't want to have to go back to goal. I don't want to have to go back to asking a million times a stream, contribute. But to be honest, it used to work.
Now, did y'all hear the inflection in his voice at the beginning of what he said? He said, I don't want to go back to feeling and asking for support. I don't want to, the tone that he had, I would liken unto a parent who was upset with their child. Maybe that child was recently on a path of bad behavior, right? But even more recently than that, you know, maybe they had a string of good behavior. But even more recently than that, the parent has been seeing that the child is starting to show signs of the bad behavior coming back, right? So now the parent's inflection is that of disappointment almost, right? More so of Don't make me do this to you. This is how he sounds, right? I don't want to go back to this. It's like, I don't want to put you in your room. I don't want to put you on punishment. I want you to enjoy your PlayStation, but you're making me do this, buddy. That's how he sounds. It's crazy.
I used to get a certain amount of income every stream when I asked, okay? Then people told me, oh, that's bad. That's horrible. Why would you ask your audience for contributions? You're not supposed to do that, right? But it worked for me. My audience wasn't offended. We're having a good time. We're supporting the content, and I was doing well.
You see how the first thing he said was my audience wasn't offended? Because the first thing that other people think about when he tries to describe the scenarios is naturally the audience experience. So he made sure to try to shore that up first, right? They're not offended, so don't even ask. How do you know that, Phil? Hasn't that been a critique of detractors, trolls, and dents alike? I think that's one thing we all agree on. You ask for money far too much.
We hit the goal now, or we don't play the game again. So the thing is, if you don't like someone asking, then support the content if you can. I understand there's many people who can't, and that's fine. But it seems like when you ask, people tend to give. That was a correlation that I had, right? I outright said this to Asmongold. I said, when I ask, they supported. When I didn't ask, I would make $30 a stream, right? So I don't want to ask. I don't want to bring back goals. I don't like that. I don't like that idea at all.
Again, you hear that inflection in his voice? I don't want to do it. This sounds like abusive behavior, man. Like when somebody does something to you that they're not supposed to do, and they say, well, you're making me do this. I mean, just listen to the tone of his voice and how he's really trying to reel them back in. Phil, this is only going to work for the most dented of the dents. And now you should see more so than ever that there's just really not that many people out there that find you interesting. I mean, you got a big, humongous spotlight put on you, right? And here we are 2 weeks later and nobody cares. I mean, it's just the truth.
I like just chilling and having a good time. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. Play Cool says things that Asmongold said are valid, but you need more people consistently watching, then you won't need goals. You're right. I have, on average right now, between 250 to 300 viewers on YouTube. I'm getting a little over 100 on Kick. It's good, but that's really not enough to be self-sufficient to not be saying, hey, please support the streams.
It is, though, if you would actually try to be entertaining, because that is the primary reason why people are there, Phil. Not to hear about your personal issues and how you've been mismanaging money all the way up until this point. People don't care about that. People want to see you play the game that they want to see you play. That's it. And they want to see you have fun with it. And even if you're not having fun with it, guess what? Sometimes you're going to have to act like you are, because that's part of the job. A lot of people go to work and they're not necessarily happy about what they have to do in those moments, but they act like they are, right? To maintain peace and make sure everything goes smoothly. For you, it's no exception. The only thing about you is, again, you don't understand timing and supply and demand. You should have played this game a long time ago. All the time that you spent running your damn mouth, you could have been leveled up a character in Arc Razor, tried some different class, or however this game works. But you took your sweet ass time bouncing around the things that you needed to do because you were so hyper focused on the things that you wanted to do and your damn toys.
You know, I had that boost from Asmongold's audience, and then it's died down, okay? So here's the deal. I've started trying new games like Arc Raiders, Mega Bonk, etc. because you guys have suggested them. I like them. I'm actually enjoying them. Like, I'm liking this game. The more I play it, the more I'm learning. We're having good runs. If you like the content, please support it. All right, let's get some support for the stream right now. We just had basically one tip. Let's get another tip. Let's get a super chat. Let's get some kicks. Let's get some subs. And then I don't have to ask, okay?
Mask all the way off. He said, let's get it right now. Look at his face. Again, is that somebody who looks like they're certain about what's going to happen next? No. And this is why people start to gravitate towards chaos, because they start to lose the ability to have a general idea of what's going to happen next. But that's the importance of planning, Phil. So you can alleviate the stress that comes with that, because there's going to be natural anxiety about things anyway. But you choose to induce more anxiety by completely foregoing planning your future, because everything is about your addiction. You cannot wait to get back to that damn phone in the corner of the room somewhere with a bottle of gin so you can sit there in your little piece of heaven. And it's sickening. All the money that you got, You did not use that to elevate your life in any real way that's worth talking about at all. You should have got a therapist and got help with your issues. Had you done that, the sickness that you have with this gambling addiction, Phil, has many side effects. And had you dealt with the root of the issue to begin with, those other things naturally would have cleared themselves up. But you refuse to look inwardly and see that the problem is you for a myriad of reasons, but primarily because your gambling addiction, dude. It just is what it is.
I don't want to be the guy always asking, but I have to make a living too. All right? Right now, I'm not hard up. I had a great couple of weeks. I also spent a lot of that money to upgrade my setup because I knew that it was not going to last. Okay?
Listen to his thinking and his thought process. He said he knew the money wasn't going to last. So that means he anticipated the money before it came, because he's talking about before he had it. He knew it wasn't going to last, right? So instead of saying, look, let me put some of this to the side, let me save for me and my wife to finally go on a vacation or just anywhere in general, right? I'm going to spend money on a bunch of nonsense so I can bring my chat a foot closer to my face. I mean, what are we talking about, man? You have the thought process of an adolescent where it's just all about what makes you feel good and your desires. And this is why, as teenagers, we have parents, because they can see around the corner and down the street and say, look, that's not good for you. You need to do something else. But when you take that scenario and you apply it to a 40-something-year-old man, it's just beyond pathetic that that was the first thing that he thought to spend that money on, even though he knew it wasn't going to last.
Couldn't that money have been used on bills? Of course. Of course it could have been. I would assume some of it did get used on bills. But when you're gifted money for a holiday, you're actually supposed to use it for something, for the holiday, unless you're explicitly telling. Like, for example, if my parents said to me, oh, we're going to give you a Christmas present. I said, this year things are so bad. Please just give me some money I can use to help with my bills. That's fine. But if someone's giving you a present, you have to use it for something that's, intended. My parents are giving my wife a birthday present. My wife is supposed to use it for something nice, so she had told them is that I'm going to get an exercise machine, kind of disrespectful if you then go use it on just like bills and stuff,
No, I wanted that to play. And shout out Memology for the clips. Always fire with the cut-ins. But I wanted that to play because I wanted y'all to see how backwards his thought process is and how convenient it can change depending on what he needs it to be at the time. Now, he said in that clip that if you get money for something in particular, you're supposed to use it for that based on why the giver was giving it to you, right? Well, when we apply that to Phil's streams, we know for the longest time he was talking about he needed money for his bills and his livelihood, all the while he was spending money on mobile games. And this is why I say you can't trust a single thing this man says. He will say anything in the moment because his God is that mobile game. That's it. That's the only thing that he cares about. That is paramount. That is numero uno.
I need to get consistency. I need people to come by and support what they like. If you like the Arc Raiders, support it. If not, don't support it. But then we know to move on to other things. But then also understand if we move on to other things, there was a reason,
You see all his overly animated hand gestures and movements? He's always trying to oversell something because he knows he doesn't really have anything of substance. So he has to try to add an extra little bit of sugar and spice on the end right there, right? It's like, it's just so damn annoying. And on top of that, like, think to yourself, if you in a car driving with your girl, or you with your homeboy or whatever, y'all kicking it, and y'all riding up the road, and y'all see two people on the side of the road, and one of them is talking and moving their hands the way Phil is. And even if you can't hear them, if you've seen them moving their hands like that, you would think something is wrong, right? You be like, oh man, they over there arguing about something. I wonder what's going on. But this is also the body gestures and hand movements of some people who are in early childhood development. And they'll tell you that. This is how you usher and wrangle small children, man. I'm just being real about it. It's crazy, but it is what it is. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Urban style content. I'm dead.